Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, May 30th, 2026. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies, primarily cross-stitching, with a little bit of sewing, tiny little bit of quilting thrown in. I also enjoy paper crafting. I like to make greeting cards, gift tags, gift card holders, treat boxes, that kind of thing. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to stop back by and see what I've been up to. This week was a short week. I took an extra day off from Memorial Day, so I took Friday off, and then I took Tuesday off, and I'm really glad that I did that because Sunday and Monday, was it Sunday and Monday? Sunday and Monday were a little. I didn't get much crafting or sewing done, so I'm really glad that I took that Tuesday off and Friday because I got some sewing done, which felt good because that's what I really wanted to do this week, that weekend. Then I went. It was 3 really short days at work, but I'm really happy with the progress that I made. I kind of took care of some things that were kind of looming over me. So I was able to, have some uninterrupted time to take care of those, and it was a good week. What wasn't so good about my week is that I did not walk, and I did not walk because I think on Sunday we went to a nursery and we bought like 3 new pots. Well, we ran a bunch of errands. We got 3 new pots, 1 at the nursery, 2 at Costco. They have a really good deal on terracotta pots that are glazed, like 2 different sizes for like $50 a piece. Really good. As a side note. So we went to the nursery, got a pot, got some roses, got 2 different kinds of roses, and some plants to fill some of my empty pots. And then we went and picked up a couple more pots. So then I spent an hour and a half when we got back, really kind of just spending time planting, and I was beat. And then, by Tuesday, then I noticed I had what I'm referring to as a Charlie horse right in my gluteus maximus. It hurts really, really bad. So I've been taking Advil and putting some muscle relaxer on there. At work, my friend gave me it's like a roller massager, so it's it fits really nicely in your hand, but the ball rolls so you can roll it over a big area. So I did that a lot on Thursday, and then I wound up just kind of putting the pressure where it hurt the most on Friday a little bit. So that kind of helped, but it's still here. I am better today than I was yesterday, but it still hurts pretty bad. It hurts to stand. It sometimes hurts to sit. It just is what it is. So that kind of slowed me down a little bit. I ran out of batting, so I didn't get much sewing done during the week, but I did do some stitching. So hopefully this will work its way through by Monday, because I'd like to go start walking again on Monday, Tuesday at the very latest, because the poor dog needs it. And, let's be honest, I need it too. So that's kind of where I was at with that. I had a finish, and which was a fully finished object. I turned it into a fully finished object. I also have a sewing finish that I'm going to share with you, and a tiny little bit of haul, not much. And did I have any new starts? I don't think I did. Okay, so let's get started with my fully finished object. I did the Bit of Honey from Notforgotten, Bit O Honey from Notforgotten Farm. I did her on a 36 count Aspen linen, and I finished her, and I finished her in this adorable frame, lemon frame for my lemon stand. And I love her so much. I see her, I've got her in the corner of the room where wherever I sit to stitch, I can see her, and she just makes me smile. Sorry for the glare. But she is super cute. There we go. Maybe. Okay. Anyways, I love her. She's so cute. Chart is available in my shop, bluebirdneedlework.com. So I got that one done. I used the called for flosses. It was just a really nice, quick, super quick project. Probably you could get it done if you stitched it. You could probably get it done in 2 nights. I think I got mine done. I mean, when I add up all the time, it was probably like maybe 5 hours, 6 tops. So like you could get it done in a day. You could get it done in a night. If you stitch like I do, a couple of nights. It was really a quick stitch, and I really do like her. The other thing that I did is I had bought on vacation last year. We stopped at Primrose Cottage, and they had the Lori Holt panel where you could make project bags. And at that point in time, I wasn't making my own project bags, but I wanted to, and I liked the fabrics on these. So this is the first. She's since released another one. I'm not sure I'm going to do the second one, but I do like this first one. So I got all 4 of the small ones finished, and I almost have the big ones done. I just need to sew them together. Zippers are in. They're the linings are cut. The fusible fleece interfacing is adhered. I mean, literally all I need to do is stitch around the edges and call it good. But anyways, I got the small ones done, and I love them so much. So I'm going to show those to you. So there's this one. They have a double zipper, which is fun. And then I added this lining. The instructions do not call for a lining, or interfacing or batting, but I went ahead and I did it. So really cute. I think this one's my favorite. And then we've got the cherries. Really cute. I have this on the inside. The one thing I do not like about these, I thought, oh, it'll be so cute for these types of patterns. They should fit. They do not. So I was a little bummed about that. However, the small charts, I think Primrose Cottage has some small ones that are more like 3x5 size JBW design charts. Those would fit in here perfectly. In the back. And then this is my lining. Just can you see? So this is like a decorator weight fabric. Didn't sound right to me for some reason. Neighbor's dog, sorry. My dog is answering from inside the house. He has started that this week. It's been fun. And then the Scotties, really cute. I think this would be my second favorite. My middle school mascot was Scotty. Anyways, so I think the smaller charts would work in here just fine. Also great for notions. So yeah, I was glad. This was something that was on my bucket list. I've had it sitting in the house on a chair waiting to be done for quite a while. So I'm really pleased that I got those done. Hopefully this weekend I'll feel up to getting the bigger ones done, even if I don't sew anything else, and get that whole panel, that whole cut of fabric is gone. So it feels kind of good to move something out and make something with it. I ran out of batting. I can't remember if I just said that. I ran out of batting, so I'm waiting for more batting to come in. So I probably won't be sewing project bags to sell for another week or so. It just, it is what it is. But again, it feels great to move through something that I've purchased and like use it all up. Okay. What did I work on? I pulled out my Friday Focus yesterday and I spent quite a bit of time on it because I was sitting for quite a bit of time. I worked a little bit in the morning, and I worked probably 4.5 hours, 4 hours or so in the evening, and I thought I was going to have a finish. I could have stayed up and finished it. It probably would have taken me another 45 minutes to an hour, but I am trying to get to bed at a decent hour. I am failing miserably, but what's one more week, right? So I'm stitching Ladybug Picnic. I am stitching it on the called for, which is 32 count pomegranate linen by Fabrics by Steph. And I love her so much. She's so pretty. This fabric is gorgeous. So I did the flowers at the top. I still need to put her antennae in. I added the blue here. I need to add it here. I added the white here, and here. And I finished the leaves. I added the vines here. I need to do this side. And I need to, of course, fill the middle. And then there's a grouping of flowers down here. So it will get done. Probably next week, especially if I can work on it a little bit in the morning as well as a big chunk in the evening. But I love her. I think she's so cute. So she is moving along. And then I pulled out a patriotic stitch that I haven't worked on in a while. It's in Souvenirs of Summer book. I have this one in stock as well. And I am stitching this piece right here. The reason I'm drawn to it is it's on dark fabric, so I am stitching mine on a dark fabric with the called for flosses. This is 32 count charcoal linen. So I'm stitching 2 over 2. And I'm loving it. And here's where I'm at. I love how the colors pop off of that charcoal linen. It's just really, really pretty. So this one gave me some issues. That butterfly. For whatever reason, the way that it was charted, there were some errors in the chart. Some of the stitches were out of place. Some of them were swapped. So I really had to pay attention. I wound up pulling it out. I wound up pulling this wing out twice, and then I wound up pulling the whole thing out and starting all over again. And I wound up, instead of using the chart, because I was struggling so badly with it, I pulled up the picture and I went line by line, and I counted that way by the picture, because I was struggling so bad with it. And I don't understand why, but it is what it is. It's fixed now. It's still not perfect. I don't care. No one can tell. Then I brought this branch up here, and I worked and did this flower here. So the butterfly got done 2.5 times, and then I moved to this area here. And I think I finished the U as well. It's going to be long and narrow, and I love it so much. Really, these colors are fantastic. Here's the color palette. I don't know if you can, there's a blue in here too. It's pretty. So it felt good to bring this one out. It's been a while since this one came out. Almost done with page 1 of the chart. I think it's a 2-page chart, maybe 2.5 pages, so I'm almost done with 1 page. I think one day my eyes were bothering me, and so what I did is I pulled out, I still wanted to stitch, so I pulled out my monthly weigh-in for June by Stitching with the Housewives. This was a monthly club series that I subscribed for. I am stitching it on the called for, which is 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco, and really happy with my progress on this. So last time I had the basket done and just the red of these 4 strawberries done. So I added the green on the basket, I added the green leaves, I added the strawberry up here at the top, and then I brought in the scale, and I got all of the red stitched for the scale, all of the black stitched for the scale. So it went quickly, and I love that red. It is so pretty. So I have, it's hard to see. There's some flowers down next to next to the scale. Got to fill in the scale, and then there's that cake stand with a jar and some strawberries, and then of course the banner across the top. So I'm getting there. Once I get the scale done, these things kind of go a little quicker for me. The scale, it's a lot of white. But now it's ready. It can be, you know, I can just do fill-in on it. Ooh, that would be really cute just by itself. That's super cute too. Anyways, I'm really enjoying this. Of course, I'm behind. But I am really enjoying that series. The series came, you paid for the chart, and the called for floss came each month, and then you provide your own fabric, because not everybody likes to stitch on the Monaco or on a 28 count. On Memorial Day, I pulled out America 250. I got this from the attic, fabric and silk conversion. It is being stitched on 40 count Saltbush. And here we are with that. I did make an error. So down in here is an error. So once I realized that, I can't find it, and I don't want to frog all of this. So I then moved over and started here, and then what I'll do from here is I'll jump off and come down this way and stitch off of whatever is here, which I think it's this short cartouche, the 1776 to the 2026, and then I can jump off and start working on these little motifs down here. But I got off, and I thought no one's gonna see it, but it's still, I don't want it to throw everything else off, but I'm loving it. I think it's turning out to be so pretty. Those silks are gorgeous. So much fun to stitch with. And I love how the floss is looking on this fabric. Definitely has a little bit more of a gray undertone. I'm not hating it. I love it. And you know, when I was stitching this, I thought my stitches looked horrendous, but actually they don't look bad. Yeah, not so bad. Last Saturday, I did pull out my Saturday stitch. If you're new here, I do 3 things each week, most weeks. If I don't feel like stitching it, I'll stitch on something else, but I stick to it pretty much. If I can stitch that day, this is how I do it. I have a Friday focus piece where I take usually a small, and if it's any of them that are 50% or more complete, then I stitch on those every Friday until they're done. And it worked really well last year towards the end of the year, so I carried it forward because I want to move some of those into finishes. I have a Star Wars Saturday, excuse me, which I'll show you here in a second. Star Wars Saturday, I have a Star Wars piece. It's giant. It's going to take me 40 years if I finish it before I die. But I need to work on it weekly, so I figured I can do it on Saturday. I don't have a ton of time on Saturdays to stitch. It's just how the scheduling works out. So I figured when I do sit down, I'll stitch on this on Saturdays and move it along. And then I have Sampler Sunday. And much like my Friday focus, on Sampler Sunday, I pull out a sampler that I've been working on that's at least 50% or more complete. And I'll work on that every Sunday when I stitch until it's finished. So those are the 3 things that I absolutely have to stitch on. I haven't stitched on the Star Wars Saturday for like a month. So it's like I don't adhere to it so strictly that I lose my mind if I don't stitch on it. If I'm stitching, that's what I'm going to stitch on. Now, if I had a headache, or if my eyes were feeling strained, because all of them, well, Friday is on the 32 count, but the others are on a 40 count. If I don't feel like I can look at 40 count, then I will pull something else out, or I will do another craft. But for the most part, I stick to it. So Star Wars Saturday is this beauty here. It's intense. A lot of black. But it's not, you think it's just black and white, like black and shades of gray. No, there's a dark green in here. There's a dark blue. There's some lavenders. So to start it in the middle meant I was starting in here. The chart is 39 pages. 39. I could not find the middle on the chart and I thought, you know what? And I'm doing it through markup, so I can mark off my stitches as I go. Plus, I didn't want to print 39 pages. So what I did is I folded my fabric in half like this, and then I looked here and I tried to start where I thought it was the middle. And so I did. So I'm in this area right here. That's actually page 3. And I'm almost done with page 3. It's over 110 stitches in total, and I've stitched, I'll put the information down here because I don't remember. I thought after stitching on it as much as I did on Saturday, I thought, you know, I think I got to 3% finished. I did not. I got to 2.91% finished, if that tells you anything. But I'm accepting the challenge. Like, it's going to be big. So I'm stitching this on a 40 count optical white modal. Verdal. And here we are. So the Death Star here for this page is almost done. And then I started working on a Imperial ship. I think TIE Fighter. My goal is when this is done, then I'll come and stitch this way. Although there's some X-Wing fighters out here that I really want to stitch, so I might go the other way. But if I can get Darth Vader done, I think that's a huge chunk of black that will be done and over with until I get down to the shading with Yoda. So I finished filling in this. I added some rows here and I worked on this. Little tricky. Lots of confetti. I mean, even in the black, you think that the black is completely one color. It's not. There's a little bit of gray. There's a little bit of blue. You probably could just stitch it in the black, but you know, what are you gonna do? So if I stitch tonight and my eyes aren't bothering me, I will pull it out again. And last but not least, my Sunday sampler. Getting close, real close on this one to it being a finish. Will I finish it tomorrow? Maybe. I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow. If my Charlie horse is still bothering me, probably not a whole lot. Although I feel like if I get out and move, maybe it would help. But then I can't stand on it, so I don't know. We'll see. Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. I started this when she did it in 2023 as a tier 4 Patreon stitch along. And I was able to stay caught up through the second month and then not. But anyways, it's so pretty. I'm stitching this on 40 count Overcast linen with the called for flosses. Oh, and here we are. So I did the duck, I think, and I brought the blue over. I will come up here and I will continue with this vine, because if I start down here and work up and it doesn't match, I'm going to be pissed. I mean, I'm sorry, upset. I'm going to be upset. So I just need to finish bringing the water over. There's a bee skip here and another bee, and I think that's it. And then the flowers and the vine here. And then I've got a couple of flower things that I have to add up here that I haven't done yet. So I got to go back and do that, and it's done. So honestly, if I start stitching this in the afternoon tomorrow, I really should get close to a finish. And wouldn't that be lovely? That's all I worked on. I feel like I touched quite a bit this week. Okay. Oh. The only thing that came in were my Sweetwater labels. And their Americana theme. So here you go. I think I'm going to save these two for two quilts that I have planned. I've got the quilt box, the patriotic quilt box from last year from Fat Quarter Shop. I do want to make that quilt before the year is over, and then I ordered this year's. I wasn't going to, and then I did. So we'll see, but I think these would be really cute on the backs of those. I've even been contemplating trying my hand at making my own labels. I used to use this stuff when I was making purses for my label on the inside of my purse. So I'm kind of intrigued, thinking maybe could I do that? I don't know. We'll have to see. But my tags are here from Sweetwater. She has a couple of different tag clubs, I guess you could say. You pay monthly. I think I pay like $13 including shipping to get those, so you know, it's worth it. And I'm using them. Did I put one on here? No, I am using them. I'm putting them on my project bags that I'm keeping for me. So they're getting some use, and I really am enjoying them, and it really does add a nice little touch to your piece, especially if you have a plain bag like this. You know, to put a little label down in the corner, you know, on the front or in the middle on the back is really a cute idea. Okay. I think that is it. I did start making something else for the shop. I'm not sure if these are done. I might have to add. But I'm making bag charms. There's that one, and then I've put this one together. They're not quite ready yet. I'm liking this one. This one's full enough. I'm liking that one better than I'm liking this one. So I may have to revisit this. But I've kind of been playing around with that a little bit and having a good time. So if you're interested, you know, check out the video that comes out in the middle of the week. That is for bluebirdneedlework.com, and that's where I talk about my things for my shop. But I did want to kind of tease it a little bit here. I hope you don't mind. Okay, I think that's it for me. This week coming up is a long week. I have a training on Saturday that I have to do, so I will probably take a day off. I don't know, because the following week I have to go in early to open up for the construction crew. So I'm thinking maybe I will take a day off. I might have to do it ahead of time. We'll see. I mean, if I do the training, just because if I can't get this Charlie horse to work its way out, then I'm not going to be much help. So we'll have to play that by ear. But if I work on Saturday, there may or may not be a video. It depends on how tired I am after. I will say that we're training adults this time, so it should be much easier than training the kids. So that is good. And yeah, I think that's where we're at. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment, hit that subscribe bell button and hit the notification bell. Be sure to share the video, like the video, and comment on the video. I do read the comments, and I love to read the comments. And I guess that's it. I hope you have a great week ahead. It's going to be nice and sunny here, starting to get on the warmer side, which I love. I hope that things are going along and spring is moving quickly into summer for you guys. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.